This episode of the Out of Bounds podcast is sponsored by our friends at Sawatch Hemp. Get yourself some Sawatch sticks. If you are a weed smoker, a cigarette smoker, get yourself away from all that with CBD and Sawatch sticks. These things are rad. I actually thought that I was going to hate them, and they are like my favorite thing. Not that I'm promoting, I guess I am promoting, I was going to say not that I'm promoting smoking, but we're promoting smoking. It's fine. Because these are organic, hemp-rolled CBD cigs. And I say cigs loosely because they're not cigs. They're like actually sustainably grown, lab tested, high CBD, full spectrum, no nicotine, no tobacco, no additives, and 100% all natural. So check out some Sawatch sticks, and also check out the salves and the rubs and the tinctures. They make everything CBD related, and the stuff works. It's not like the snake oil that you buy at your local Easy Mart. I guess that's what it's called. What is it? What, does everybody have Easy Marts? I don't know. Your local gas station, okay? This is like the real deal, made in Colorado. Go check out sawatch.co and use promo code Out of Bounds to save 15% off on your purchase. And just give it a shot. These things are rad. I can't believe I like them, but they're amazing. I've actually had a bunch of friends who are like quitting smoking, and they're like, this is great for me. Like it gives you the same feeling, but it's actually not bad for you. So thank you to our friends at Sawatch for sponsoring this episode of the show. And now we're going to talk about skis. Hi, everyone. My name is Adam Jabber, and this is the Out of Bounds podcast. Today, we have a special episode, where we're going to talk about gear, specifically this ski that's in front of me. This is the Ranger 102 for 2023. As you might recall, Pink Ski Gang was a thing in 2021 through 2022, and it was great. Fischer Ranger 102 FR was a ton of fun. It was a very different ski, though, from what you're looking at right now. Basically, what Fischer decided to do was go ahead and revamp the whole line. So now, instead of having a Ranger tie and a Ranger Free series, we now have one Ranger line that skis everything extremely well. The most common ones are the 96 and the 102. So I have a 102 right in front of me today. Basically, it's a light enough ski that you can run it with any binding in any condition. Whether you are a heavy set person, you are a lighter weight person, you're looking to, it's funny. I actually just made a meme about this, making fun of like saying, oh, this is a do everything, whatever. But it's true. This ski is designed to do just about everything. I have a Kingpin set up on mine, so that should tell you touring capable, something that you can actually, go out, spend a full day in the mountains in. 2,000 grams, which means it's right on that threshold of like being a lightweight ski that still performs well. I think that's kind of the goal that most companies have these days is you want a ski that's actually skiable, and that skis well, because a lot of the super lightweight stuff that's on the market skis terrible. It's not a ski that you'd ever want to go touring on. This kind of toes that line where you can ski it anywhere, lightweight enough to go touring, it's not a problem to haul uphill, and you have full confidence skiing down. I skied this at Cannon on Saturday. I've skied it in the Whites. I've skied it all over the place in Utah, especially in the 102 width. It's an extremely versatile product. Now, again, one ski quiver to me doesn't really exist, because if there was 20 inches of snow, I'd want to be in the wider versions of the ski. If you're talking about the day-to-day, though, for me, it's the 96 and the 102. Those two skis, which are very, very similar, by the way, with the exception of waist width, obviously, just do it all. Here's the deal. Construction-wise, the ski is totally different from what you saw in Ranger and Ranger FR. They kind of merged the two ideas together, but they're not necessarily any different in terms of who they're geared towards. Where things change is that the ski is actually softer with metal in it all the way through. You can kind of see this metal plate extends. I'll show you. We'll give you kind of a little better close-up view once we got all this together. But basically, there is a V-shaped pattern or a Y-shaped pattern rather, of metal that extends slightly outside of your normal range for a binding plate. The reason for that is they want torsional stability, but they want the ski to be fun, energetic, and lively. Those are the three words that get thrown around all the time. What's different from this ski and the past Rangers is it's softer, right? Even that Ranger Free was a pretty burly ski for being a non-metal ski. It was a true Austrian-made all-mountain ski. That's, I think, where you're going to start to see the difference in where Fischer's shifting their all-mountain categories is they're putting skis out there for skiers that actually are looking to have a good time no matter what the condition is. And that's where this category fits in. It's kind of the first introduction to like fun, like just fun. I mean, I don't know, like Fischer's been known to make race skis forever. They just started pushing the envelope when the Nightstick came out years ago. That was the first real push into a ski that was like, all right, we can ski this in the park. This is fun. It's a blast. And even that was a tank. It was a strong, aggressive, stiff park ski. Fast forward a few years, you're talking about the Ranger series. Ranger was great. A lot of tip rocker on the first rendition, very flappy. It wasn't everything that it could be. Go forward another year, you're talking about a ski with 2 sheets of metal in the Ranger TI series. Very aggressive, very flat, very grounded, fun, but again, different category than where we're at now. Where they started to get some new traction is in the Ranger Free category. And not just because it was pink, it's because they offered it in a wide range of sizes. It fit tons of different skiers. You could be an intermediate level skier. Some would even argue like a high level beginner, all the way to the best skier on the mountain. And I think that's where they started to hit a sweet spot, was with that pink Ski Gang ski. The blue one also was included in that. So they had a great 3-year run, maybe even a little longer, maybe 4, I think it was 3 years. And what ended up happening was they looked at that ski and they went, how can we double down on what we're doing? So they created a whole category just for Rangers. Simplified. There's no FRs. There's no TIs. They all have metal in them. They are correct. Like the metal is basically correct to the length of the ski, which is a really important thing to note. Some companies have the same amount of metal in every ski. This does not. This is correct for the length of the ski and obviously the skier buying that ski. We can talk about cores. I mean, it's a poplar core ski. They use FiberTech in it. It does have what they call their free ski rocker, which is basically just means it has tip and tail rocker to some extent. Centered base, obviously. It's a blast. I mean, this is the ski for somebody that's like, I just want to take a ski and go skiing. That's who buys this. I'm going to have 2 sets of these things. One is going to have an Alpine binding on it. One is going to run this Kingpin. The reason I chose a Kingpin was because I still want to ski pretty regularly. Like, and I want to ski fast and I want to ski aggressively on a binding that is lightweight, but trustworthy. And I think where the distinction for me kind of fell was like, this ski is not light enough to put a true touring binding on. It's 2,000 grams. It's not what you would do. However, having a binding with a full heel makes a big difference. Like the ski, you can actually drive the ski with this binding, but it's still lightweight. It's still simple. It allows you to tour where you want to go and not diminish your ability to go out and have a fun day and a long day in the mountains. One of the things I will say is that your binding choice definitely makes the ski, right? You're talking about, is that you, Ethan, or is that me? Sounds like you. Ethan's in the booth getting so many emails right now. Basically, the difference with this thing with a more aggressive binding on it is the ski will ski better because of a more aggressive Alpine binding. It's probably the least talked about thing in skiing is how much your binding affects the way that you ski. Everybody talks about, the shift, the Duke, the whatever. They talk about all these bindings, but they're not actually thinking about the binding. They're thinking about the binding's durability, and they're thinking about the binding's release. But the binding also affects the way that you ski. Like it affects the way that the ski skis, and it affects your confidence level on the ski. So it's important to have a binding that matches up well with the ski. How many times can I say ski in a single sentence? That was maybe a new record. So in short, this is going to be available in stores basically now. I know they've had like a bunch of, like they've been selling them. So people are buying this ski already and they're buying into this program. It is by far one of the most fun skis that I've spent time on. And that's not just because we have a Fischer sign behind us. It's actually a blast. I think it's a huge improvement. We got the opportunity to ski them back in December or something like that. And even last year I got to ski it and it was great. And they were still kind of trying to figure out like, what is this thing for? Who is this ski for? And I think they nailed it. The one thing I will say, and this is kind of personal preference, I mounted my ski +2 from recommended. And I feel like that gives the ski a little bit more edge, a little bit more control, and it gives it a little more feel. You can mount it at recommended, but you'll feel like you have a lot of tip on the ski, especially if you're running a pin binding. I feel like it sets you back to a point where it's like, all right, if you're really arcing turns and you're laying down an edge, you might want to move yourself forward just a hair. Shape TI is great. I think what they're doing with sustainability in this ski is amazing, and it's something that probably doesn't get talked about enough. But I mean, there's so many great things about the ski that I genuinely think that this is going to be the ski that they push forward for the next few years as their and it is. It's their flagship ski going forward into 2022. I guess we're in 2022, but 2022, 2023, and then beyond. I think this is kind of setting a new standard for what Fischer offers for all mountain skis. And it's great. I mean, that's like, what else do you want? What else do you want for a ski? You want a ski that you can go in the park with. You want a ski that you can go ski all mountain with. You want to go ski tucks? Cool. This does that. You want to go ski in the woods with your friends at Jay or go just mess around? This is it. You're an intermediate level skier, but you want a ski that you can grow with. This is it. That's really the pitch. And it's like, it's hard to say. I guess if I had one complaint about the ski, it would be that mounting point, right? Like, I feel like for most people, you're going to move it forward just a little bit. And I wish it had a tiny bit more metal. But you're seeing a lot of companies do that, being K2, Vocal. A lot of these companies are putting metal all the way to the tip, and it makes the ski very, very damp. And it makes the ski almost unfun to ski in light, springy conditions, right? This, you have the effect of the metal because it extends past the binding plate. You actually feel it. Like, the ski is stable enough. It's built like a Fischer ski. You can rail this thing on edge and have no issue whatsoever. And I think one of the best testaments to the ski of all time is Kyle Smain hitting Pyramid Gap on this ski on this binding. Like, you don't find other all mountain skis in this category. Like, he wouldn't be doing that. I mean, it's Kyle Smain. I'm sure he could do it. He wouldn't be doing that on a K2 Mindbender. It's like not the ski made for that. On a Vocal Mantra, that'd be the most terrifying thing in the world. This ski kind of fits in that same category without being like those skis. So I hope people kind of give a deep dive into this thing. I hope people spend some time on it, and I hope everybody gets an opportunity to at least test one out, whether it's this spring, next winter, whatever. This thing's going to be around for a long time, and I'm psyched. Obviously, today we focused on the 102, but the 96 is a great option if you're living in New England. It's tighter, it's quicker. Obviously, turn radius, which, as Brody Levin said, it's the most overrated stat, basically, in skiing. It doesn't mean nearly what you think it means. The wider versions of the skis are also available as well. It's 116, it's 108. The whole series of skis is complete, and I'm psyched on it. It's like they're doing the right things to make sure that they're making skis for skiers on an everyday basis. So you can go check out all the skis. Everything is available at fischersports.com. I believe you can buy directly these days on their site, but go to your local retailer, pick up a pair of these things, or at least try to go demo a pair. If it's in the spring, I know it's like we're getting to the end of the season, but realistically, these are going to be around the fall. Make sure you get out and go ski it, or just consider it on your options and talk to your local shop guy and find out like what's right for you. It's one of the most important things that you can do when you're buying a ski is have a one-on-one conversation with someone and tell them, be like, this is my ability. This is how I ski. This is where I like to ski. And these are the conditions that I typically frequent. Like I look for powder days. Your decision is going to be made ski to ski dependent on those factors. And having that conversation is more than just like looking up reviews on Ski Magazine or wherever and deciding that it's the right choice for you. It's talking to a real person and getting real insights, unless you know already what you want. If I'm like, if you're like, I want to buy the ski because I'm saying buy the ski, great. Very cool. For those wondering, I am what I would consider like I don't know, a low level expert skier. Like I ski aggressively. I ski all the time and I ski anything. Sometimes it looks very ugly. I ski the ski at 5'11", 100, how much do I weigh? 220. And I ski it in the 183. So you don't need to go crazy big either. I think that has that stigma because it's a rocket ski. You need to go and ski it in a 188 or a 190 or whatever. You don't need to do that with this ski. Ton of fun. Obviously, highly recommended. That's it.